Hello, this is the Bread Slope One, Healer Tarot. Okay, this is a storyline reading for as far as when you're a child, right? So let's just flow. So we got maybe you were 6 or your sibling was 6, anything like that. Okay, your sibling fought you, didn't look like you. So we have right here that your sibling wanted your sibling's freedom from the fortress, from babysitting you or watching you or whatever, because the sounds of you weighed your sibling down. Your sibling wanted to go back to your sibling's soul by just having a happy home again, or happiness, or just wanted you to go back to your soul, and that means your sibling wanted you to die. So we have right here, your sibling wanted to free your sibling's self and face a situation. You was being appreciative of a home that was sufficient. Your sibling wanted you to play a game. Just wait. And your sibling decided to play a game with you, right? And pulled you into it. Might have said, you want to play with me? And you said, yeah. So we have, you were sticking around 5 with no nonsense lessons. Okay? And got burnt. Okay? Real burn I'm talking about, right? You needed to learn to fight your battles because you couldn't fight this battle. You're saying okay to your sibling, and you went on with your sibling with this situation. Your sibling was scaling things out for a rosy summer, just getting rid of you, period. But your sibling said your sibling was sorry, but your sibling meant to do what your sibling did to you, and just said he or she was sorry just because the sibling wanted to cope. Okay, it says right here, your sibling wanted to go forward, right? But you needed to go forward so you could get on your path. You was on the battlefield dealing with your sibling because your sibling was wanted you to be submissive, was dominating, was controlling to you. Okay, because your sibling wanted somebody to validate your sibling, or you wanted your sibling to validate you. God told your sibling to put the brakes on things because your sibling was abusive. So we have right here that circumstances stop you from praying for a lifetime, you or your sibling, whatever it is, right? Being friends, being close, being bonded, or whatever God's talking about. Okay, intensity, you had to cover your genitals or your sibling. So we have right here that your sibling thought you wasn't no better than nobody else. So some kind of way your sibling might have thought you was being treated better, I don't know. Okay, if it was done to you, would you like it? Inside your mind, you might be thinking however, that way, or maybe your parents thought like that. Your sibling wanted a second chance, forgiveness, or another chance, period. You might have been 3 years old, anything like that. So we have your sibling was an Aries, or just a leader, or was watching you like your parent would, caregiver, or whatever. Okay? When you complain about your ex, you feed the person power. So your sibling was complaining about you, but it was feeding you more power. It was time for your sibling to heal, or it's time for you to heal. Or it was time for you to heal because you got burned. Real burn, okay? So let's just flow here. So we have your sibling was in solitude some kind of way, doing some thinking. Well, you was. You might have been 3 years old. Follow me? I gotta get these cards with me. Okay, let's just flow. Okay, let's see. Bear with me. 2 cards that drop, or just one? Okay, I guess it's just one, so hopefully. Okay, let's just see here. Okay, so we have okay, your sibling wanted a checkmate with a sage mom, or whatever your mother's sign is, right? Adventurous person, your mother. Okay? So we have right here, who are you really? You was wondering who are you really, or who is your sibling really? Or your sibling was wondering that about you. Did your sibling want to change? Or your sibling wasn't worrying about other people? Didn't care about other people, didn't care about you. Okay, look at your life, and if you don't see any progress, this would be for your parents or for your sibling back then. Your sibling had to ask your sibling self why, or just make some changes, or your parents, right? Because you was young. Do not refuse any help that God sends your sibling or your parents back then, because your parents was too dilute on matters. They needed to be more forceful, and you was weak, and your sibling was forceful toward you. So we have your sibling, your parents had to deal with some kind of cops or some kind of authority, some kind of way in the situation. You was wondering if you could trust a guy, maybe somebody who you knew, a parent here, or the sibling, however this going. So we have right here, so the cop had a name, whatever the cop name was, right? So, you can still do God's mission if you like, even though your sibling abusing you and treating you bad. Your sibling wanted to know if you could still care for your sibling or love your sibling, or could you still do that? Because we have that either somebody was stolen from you, or your sibling was stolen from some kind of way. Might have got stolen from, or got stolen and taken in a car, or raped in general, molested, or anything as far as a car, or a parent some kind of way was drug addicted, or wanted you or your sibling some kind of way was given some kind of medication or anything like that. So we have number 10. Something could have happened at 10. Mention me, tell her now. So mention me could be somebody not alive, in jail, or somebody who went to jail then, or somebody was not alive, or it could just stand for you as a child. I don't know. It's just fluff. Okay. Okay, your sibling was looking at you as easy and was banking on you, right? Banking on it, that your sibling can get away with doing whatever. Spilling it will only help your sibling, or only help you back then if you just told on your sibling, because you was a conscious thinker. So it says right here that your loved one was here in spirit. A loved one of yours died back then when you was little. Do not hold yourself hostage. A loved one of yours died when you was young, whoever it was. Your sibling needed to acknowledge your sibling's wrongs and don't expect it from others. And accept what your sibling couldn't change. Because it was picking up people in the order of, and this card go with jail, adoption, jobs, trafficking, or anything like that. When people picking race, age, gender, whatever they picking, height. Because somebody was gay since their childhood, your sibling, or one of your parents, or somebody you connected to, or you, however it's flowing. Okay, so life itself was like a jigsaw puzzle back then. Follow me? For you, as a child, in your household. So we have that somebody wanted your parents, or you, your parents, your sibling, or somebody wanted somebody to take clothes off. Take off the clothes here and reveal the naked soul. And they was going to give some money. Follow me? Follow me? Somebody might have gave your sibling some money and took your sibling's clothes off some kind of way for money, in a car or out of a car or whatever. Well, it don't have to be that, but I'm trying to use the card. or your parents some kind of way. Might have took money some kind of way from somebody. Or if not that, is a job some kind of way, and the job want the parent to lay down beside them and they would have had a job. Or we can just take it to God way and say that God wanted your sibling to talk up back then, or you to talk up back then to whoever it was who had all of the money. So it could be actually your parents also had to talk up to the agencies, authorities, or anybody like that who was providing money and do some kind of explaining, whatever it is. So we have somebody was tender and sissified. So we have a man tender and sissified that was connected. Something could have happened when you was 9. Okay. Let's see with this one. Tender and sissified coming behind that. So we have right here where it be like where this could be your parent, okay, and then somebody who had money, tender and sissified, or whatever it is. Okay, so we have, yes, you're getting a reading from the brass love 1. So we have right here, somebody was looking for their money in their keys, your mother, agency people, or somebody, he, she, her, whoever it was, somebody was looking for money in keys to serve the person at a point back then, because you was penny pinching for real. Your parents, not you as a child, but your parents, okay? Grown-ups. So it says right here, something went to the extreme, where somebody was saying no, no way to it. So somebody rose to the occasion, though. A grown-up or your sibling, however it's flowing. Somebody. No longer will the person be filtered, so some kind of way. Maybe your sibling clothes was taken off and was given some money, or your parent clothes was taken off for money because the parent was penny pinching, whatever was going on. Your earth angel. So we have right here something seeping through. So somebody moved fast on something without a cause. So somebody could have murdered somebody back then when you was young, because you do have somebody in the spirit back then that died, it says. Or it could just be somebody moved on it, something fast, and that is undressed and laid beside somebody for money, or just did something on purpose for money, like burning the sibling, burning the other child, or anything like that. Somebody need to save some money, your parents, because your parents was stepping out, the wife, the mother did some stepping out some kind of way with this card. Or it could be the father stepping out, but I stick with your mother. So we got a man who did something by a certain date, whoever the man is, right? So we have the child or your sibling was dealing with your sibling was a Judas, or your parent was dealing with a Judas, whoever that is, with some man. Okay, so you was trying to sustain yourself at a shelter, a place that wasn't your home, or your parent somewhere, right? Okay, so we have daddy didn't show you love, or you never even knew your father, or your parent didn't. Okay, so we have right here that something became a mountain, because something went to the extreme, seemingly. Because God didn't want your parent or you to move fast on something, like a sailor. Because tension was brewing, and death was the last result, or the end came to something. So the death came to somebody, or the end came to something. So we have right here, somebody's willing to do something because of fear and force. So somebody, as far as your parent, feeling your parent had to do something because of fear and force, was forced to do it because your parent was penny pinching and needed money. Or we have your sibling who burned you or abused you or whatever, molested you, or whatever your sibling did, felt they had to do it because of fear and force. Or this is you, as far as you as a child, you was forced to because you was smaller, and you was forced. That's all I can put that one. So your mother might not be a sage, but adventurous like a sage. Move wisely as far as to make some kind of moves on things, because a Virgo was venting that your parent make some kind of move, make a change up things, because your sibling was spending his or her time abusing you. So maybe an agency, a cop, or somebody was telling your parent, or somebody was telling your parent, you need to make a move and stop this abuse happening, or whatever that was, right? So let's just see if this one goes. Let me see if this one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, bear with me for a minute. Oh, no. Let me see what this one. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. Okay. Where did your sibling get this from? Calling it love. Bad behavior. So we have your parent or your sibling saying for what to somebody, whoever it might have been at a time, because your sibling decided to beat you at your own game some kind of way, or somebody decided to beat your sibling at your sibling's own game some kind of way, to make some moves as far as your sibling, maybe to change up things, to move you around, or whatever this is, I don't know. Okay, let's bear it and boom. Okay, here we go again with it. So it started again, something repeated, and your parents saw it clear as possible. So I guess your parent decided to beat your sibling at your sibling's own game, and just maybe temporarily take your sibling away or something like that, or whatever this is, because your sibling temporarily was abusing your sibling's power. We got 8. Something could have happened at 8. So your sibling might have wanted some relaxation time, because maybe your sibling felt like your sibling was a workhorse, babysitting all the time, maybe. Your sibling sadistic, needs some soul support. Okay, it was a witness some kind of way, even if it was you, that your sibling was doing this to you. Follow me? Your sibling got ecstatic some kind of way once, I guess, you got taken out, or your sibling was away from you, or whatever's going on. Okay, so maybe your sibling was really trying to put an end to you, to actually kill you. So we have right here, freedom is calling, but will you answer freedom? Because your sibling wanted freedom from watching you, seem like, or whatever's going on, or your sibling got taken out or whatever and put somewhere and wanted to come back home, or whatever this is. Let's see. Your sibling had to seek what your sibling was looking for, because relations to not wanting you as a woman. Don't lower your standards. So this right here will go with your parents. Somebody didn't want your mother as a woman, or your mother didn't want your father as a man, or whatever this is. Or if not your mother, some other man didn't want your mother as a woman. He just wanted to use your mother for whatever. Or we can take this with you and your sibling. Your sibling didn't want you as a sibling, and wasn't going to lower your sibling's standards. Your sibling just didn't want you, period, as the sibling. So your sibling was hope-struck and was going to do everything possible and go as far as possible to get rid of you. But your family, your mother, your father, whoever this is, was hope-struck also, because they're going to do all, the mother, father, whoever this is, to do all they could to get what they needed, because some kind of way it was rain time. I'm ready to love you. So some kind of way somebody was going to be getting married, or wanted to get married, or whatever this is. So detention time away. Somebody felt some detention time away and got away. So instead of the actual marriage card, I can take it another way and say that your sibling decided, your sibling wanted to do right and love you as a child. Shake it around for marriage. I'm going to do good. I'm going to be right. Because your sibling feeling detention time. Might have got taken out and put somewhere, whatever's going on, had deep feelings about it. Stayed on it like a gas guzzler because your sibling wanted to come home again. Or you wanted to come home, or somebody was out somewhere, or a grown-up was out somewhere, and they was coming back to the other parent or whatever's going on here. Get what I'm saying? Because they was feeling detention time. Stop letting the world talk for you and start talking for yourself. So you as a child back then, you couldn't do so much talking, but your parent, your mother, whoever needed to do the talking and get back to what God created your parent to be. And that would be your mother and your parent to care for you. Right? Because as something come from your sibling's childhood, and that's true because, or something come from your childhood, you had to look and start running from things. So we had back then, it was time to begin and go ahead. So back then, you had unstoppable energy. Maybe you was a bouncy child, active child, and you was keeping your cool. Your sibling was being sincere about not making you secure. So we have that your siblings acting deeply, but need to clear your sibling's mind. Okay, it says right here, now it is vital to get on your path. So back then, you wasn't on your path, dealing with the sibling or this household or what was going on. But your sibling wanted to get back on your sibling's path, and that is to come back home, right? And then the sibling would say, yeah, I'm on my path, I'm back home. So we have right here that you had to stand up against abuse, or your mother did, as far as your sibling. Your mother had a choice here to stand up against abuse. So maybe your sibling asked you to do something, but it was going to cost you because your sibling right here, right? Your sibling did something to you. Follow me? Abused you, burnt you, or whatever your sibling did. Follow me? Can we do it now? And your sibling, since you was little, if you, whatever age you was, 3, you're saying 3 and 6, your sibling might have said, come on. Not, can we do it now? Your sibling might say, come on. But God saying it was going to cost you, and it did cost you. Follow me? Or some kind of way with your parents, some kind of way, something was going to cost them, and that is jail time or whatever it was going to cost if they didn't do something about your sibling. If they didn't do something, remove your sibling or whatever they needed to do, or they had to pay for your sibling to go on treatment or whatever's going on there. So we have right here that when you was young some kind of way, some man was talking about you eating a certain kind of way. So your food was controlled some kind of way when you was a child. Death was the death of anything that did not serve your sibling wanted to be rid of. It killed your sibling's hopes and emotion to have you around. So we got a mother, whatever your mother's description. Okay, it says right here that anything rushed is not worth taking. So some kind of way your parents collaborated and rushed into something and got in some kind of agreement, whatever they did. But even as you as a child, 3 years old, 6 years old, or whatever you was, your sibling told you to come on and you went on with it. So it was rushed into whatever it was, and it wasn't good for you because you was abused. So some kind of way, back then when you was young, some kind of way, you might have been looking, your parent might have been looking at TV, your sibling might have been, you might have been, or whatever was going on. Or some kind of way, somebody might wanted your parents to go on TV with you. Okay, so we have right here, we got number 3, number 4, 4 years old, 3 years old. You was on the battlefield as a child. She knows the truth. She not innocent. Your sibling or even your mother, because if once your mother know about whatever it is, your mother's supposed to have did some talking. So we have right here, don't let what you seek ruin your life. So your mother shouldn't let, and your parents, whoever you had, shouldn't let what they seek ruin their lives. They couldn't find it, whatever your mother or your father was looking for, or whatever was going on, where they wasn't there to watch you, or whatever was going on. Or your sibling, I guess. Right now, back then your sibling need to get on your sibling's path, but you need to get on your path, but you didn't have the right people around you. Some kind of way, your sibling or you was interacting with some kind of medication. You was in pain, that's true, because you was burned, you was abused, follow me. So, only you can make this happen in your life. Go ahead and fight for your life. Stop running. So back then, maybe you said whatever you said to your parents, to tell your parents on your sibling or something like that. Well, your sibling need to stop. Why I'm saying what I'm saying, when you hear me keep saying burn, is because that happened to me. I was burned. That's why I'm saying burn. So I got to throw burn in because that happened to me. Okay, so take from the main flow. So your parents was going to ride somewhere, wherever they was going at, and they need not take all their money. They was going to, they wanted to get to the skyscraper, and they was going to express. So I don't know where your parents was going. So I don't know if they were on TV. I don't know what was going on with your parents. What your parents was doing here, trying to get money. There's going to be sincere. Okay, there's gathering up everything needed to get started, to get sky high. Okay, so we have you was hand in here with the enemy, wishing for a good decision, and that would be the sibling here you was with, who was watching you, or your parents was hand in hand with the enemy, rushing into whatever your parents was rushing into, whatever this was. Never again would your parents get the gift of you. So some kind of way your parents lost you some kind of way. That's the gift card. It's really a death card. But never again, it's not you. Never again will your parents get the gift of you. So we have right here that so we had, what is this one? Somebody wanted a pocket full at work, wanted money. Because something was canceled 2 times. But time counted to your parents or to whoever this is your parents was dealing with, some agency or whoever this is, as far as money. So it's horrifying trying to distinguish your parents was, or it was horrifying for you trying to distinguish what was going on with you at that house with your sibling abusing. Might was dealing with somebody another race, curly hair, or whatever kind of hair. So we have right here that don't be talked down to because you show your emotions. So you might have showed your emotions to your sibling and your sibling didn't like it. Or your parents might have showed their emotions. I just don't know. Or you might have been talked down to by your parents because you showed your emotions. I don't know. No matter your parents climb, they need to keep God front and center, or you was going to keep God front and center no matter what happened to you. You wanted a united front with your parents, with your sibling. But your sibling might have wanted a united front because your sibling thought your sibling was strong now, free from abuse. But your parents wanted a united front, and they were saying that they were strong, maybe with an agency or whatever it is. Maybe you was giving away or whatever's going on, I don't know. Or your sibling, whatever this is. So no matter what came negative, you stayed strong, what came at you. So, you want to get to a treetop measure. Or your parents was trying to get money, so like because dealing with some agency, some place, whatever it is, with money, a group of people wanted they want to equal and fair your parents because they was focusing on they need to start focusing on you because they had you being babysitted. It seemed like what was going on here. We got 7 and 3 between the ages of 7 and 3, maybe, or whatever this is. Your parents needed to have a Libra and a Virgo mindset, or they had that kind. They're focusing on money a lot, seem like. Okay, what you did to somebody, whatever it was, did it want what was done to you? or what your parent did. What your parent did, do it warrant still what was done to you. Seemingly you the best, God says. You got something on the skin. That's so true. Right? Got deep feelings about that thing. So we have right here that Aquarius. You got a son that you're proud of. You might be a son of my Aquarius like me. So let's flow. Somebody was upset with you, walking the halls outside or whatever back then, because it was a total community of people back then. So I don't know if it's a community, doctors, I don't know who this is, I don't know what this is, agency, I don't know what it is. Let's just flow a little bit, because we dealing with when you was small. Okay, let's just flow here. Let's put this, let's just see if I can get this done. I'm hearing James Brown. Hit it and quit. Hit it and quit. Let's just see. Somebody might decide they was going to be hit you and quit. They keep hitting you probably back then and quit. Okay, so your parents was going to soup it up for speedy recovery. Probably get everything together so they can get you back again if you got taken out, or if any kind of court proceedings happen, or whatever this is about you being abused, or getting money, or whatever this is. So we have right here, parents shouldn't walk away. So your parents walked away because some kind of way you was given to somebody, or taken, or whatever was going on, or just they was at work somewhere and you was being watched by your sibling, or whatever this card is for you. I want to know who born me. So you wanted to know who born you, or you just wanted to know where your parents was. Where's my parents? Follow me? Because you needed a miracle, because you was tattered, because I was burned, so I needed a miracle. So for you, whatever you needed, okay? It was senseless to find, attempts to find my mother, right? Senseless to find your mother, okay? Because somebody transported infection, or transported some kind of medication, drug, or anything. Right? So we got a money scheme card, some kind of way. It don't have to be, it's some kind of way with money for the parents, because we talking about when you was a child, your parents was hooked up in something, foster care, or agency, social service, or whatever it is, hooked up in something with money, getting money, adoption, or whatever this is. Follow me? So your parents could have walked away. You was tatted. Attempts to find your mother. You might have been put in the hospital. I just don't know what this is right there. So we have right here is a bad card. Whatever the card is, everybody in it is bad news. Your parents needed to get a job, or play the slots, whatever they need to do to get some kind of money. Because this is when you're young. It was dormant behavior. Your parents was holding on to it for a keepsake, or your sibling. Okay, talk won't be the only way to heal for your sibling, or for your parents, or for you as an adult. But I'm talking about when you was little, inviting in a healing. So we have right here that your sibling thought you was a turncoat and wanted to pluck you. Your sibling wanted docile out of you, full reign submission out of you. Or your parents was dealing with some agency that wanted full reign submission out of your parents, and they felt your parents was a turncoat. That means your parents didn't take care of you correctly, so you got taken away, or whatever this is, because they was in collaboration with your parents right here, with an agreement. Or your sibling wanted you to keep your mouth shut and don't do no talking or whatever, and felt you was a turncoat because you ran your mouth and told who the child was doing something to you. You was nervous at a place, or your sibling was, or your parents was. Agency, hospital, whatever this is, this place. But it was going to be some justice for sure. So this could stand for the court in here. It don't have to stand for the court. It's not a court card, but it could stand for the court if God wanted to be. I don't know, because we got justice right here against somebody who don't look like you. So it's going to be some justice for sure for your parent from somebody who don't look like your parents. Follow me? Court hospital or whatever this is, agency or whatever, because some stock came maybe to money, came to have a new home or whatever the heck this is, whatever time period. Because your parents needed to see it with full eyes. Your parents was out, or whatever your parents was, because your parents need to see it with full eyes. But your parents needed to see it with full eyes that you was abused. Because your parents wasn't really seeing whatever it was, but it was for full eyes. They could see it with full eyes with certain things that happen because of what you had, right? And I got a burn on my body, so my parents saw it with full eyes. Get what I'm saying? So you can't really see abuse in just somebody. If it's just talking, you don't know. If they just hit, you don't know. But if it's some actual something on a person, you can see it. Get what I'm saying? So your parents saw it with full eyes. Okay, and maybe the place, agency, or whoever this is, the hospitals or courts probably said, nope, you didn't keep your end of the bargain. You're supposed to protect the child or whatever, or things like that, anything like that. You ain't do your job as a parent or whatever it might be, or it could be the sibling feel that way. Okay, it was seed time for your parents back then, and it was a sure thing because it wasn't you, you was a child. That's money. So hidden feelings was inside that your parents needed to just say. You might have had inside, but if you really under 5 years old, ain't too much you can be saying. But maybe your sibling had or whatever, or the people, agencies, or whatever this is. You had to work hard on falling back in love with yourself because this made you not even love yourself growing up. We got number 6. Your sibling could have been 6 at the time. You could have been 3, or however this flowing. Okay, you might have had 6 siblings at the time. I don't know. Okay, so we have right here, I am happy with my life no matter my color. So some kind of way we got a color card from when you little. Follow me? So we have, I'm happy with my life no matter my color. So we got a color problem. So your sibling might have had a problem with your color. Or you dealing with agencies that's another race, and this would be for your parents. They dealing with racial problems. Get what I'm saying? And whoever it is, the agencies need to seek what's troubling them because they got a race problem, or this would be your sibling got a problem with your shade, whatever your color is. Okay, so we have right here that it caught you off guard that your sibling was cross-dressing. That means your sibling was actual real cross-dressing. Gay, or y'all just was clashing. Get my drift. Okay, so we have right here acting mean to you or whatever's going on. So we have God will help you, but you must learn your lesson. So back then your sibling need to learn your siblings' lessons, or your parents needed to, and God provided some kind of training or whatever for your sibling back then for abusing and hurting you, or to your parents, however it went. Okay, your parents was looking, is you my good fortune, because some kind of way your parents will get money for you. But then your sibling also was looking at you as, is you my good fortune? Is you the person, or are you the person that I can take my anger out on? Get what I'm saying? So you was in the house, or your sibling was in the house. I mean, not you. Your sibling or your mother, your parents, whichever one of them, somebody out of those two, your parents or your sibling, went somewhere. Your parents would have went to jail. Your sibling went somewhere, wherever. Follow me? You went somewhere. You was taken and put somewhere, or your sibling, however it's going, or your parent, one of your parents, out of the house that you lived in. So we have right here that your sibling felt like, we will never be true friends. We are not friends. Follow me? But in your mind, you're looking at we are true friends because it's supposed to be your sibling. But your sibling looking at we will never be friends. We was never true friends, and we won't ever be true friends. Your sibling was done with you. Your sibling wanted you out. Your sibling wanted you killed. Your sibling wanted you done with. Period. Because it seemed like your sibling had a problem. Your sibling had a problem because your sibling seemed like your sibling was crying out for attention from your parent, your mother, whoever that was, right? Sibling said your sibling was done. Okay, so we got a healthcare industry path for you. We're working with seniors. stuff was stacked up your sibling against your sibling or against your parents. Allegations, charges, whatever it was, complaints, whatever it was, gossip, whatever. Maybe about this situation. Follow me? I don't know. So we got a cat catcher that had drained energy. That's a man who was some kind of way connected to your mother, whoever it is. Either your mother, you, or somebody said something to one another, and somebody say, that happened to me too. Yeah, right, me too. So somebody took you for a joke, or something actually happened to somebody else. So something might have happened to you, but something might have happened to your sibling. I just don't know, by some man. Anything like that when you was young? Okay, so your parents needed to see and had the power of their mind, because they are the parents, right? Your mother, I'm focusing on the mother. You got to know that you have to love you first. So back then, your sibling was loving your sibling self first, right? And thought your sibling was number one. But I'm going to say your parents needed to know that your parents needed to love you first and not be running out getting work or wherever your parent was, where your parent was leaving you with your sibling to be abused, right? Or actually love you first and don't focus on money and let money be the number one focus. Never stop wanting the best out of love. The love for the child, not the love for money. So that's what, how do you want as far as the mother after this? I'm going to put a break in right now. What do you want as far as the mother, okay? Just the rest I want.